All right, everyone, listen carefully because this one is causing serious talk everywhere in Kwara and beyond. The headline says it all. Fulani Militias suffer heavy defeat as Kwara local hunters use Juju to capture scores of them. My people, the way this story is going, it sounds like something straight out of a movie, but it's real-life gist happening right here in Nigeria. Now picture this. It all started deep inside one of those thick forest areas in Kwara where communities have been complaining about strange movements. People have been saying for weeks that some unknown armed groups, believed to be Fulani militias, were camping in the bushes, moving around with motorcycles and sometimes attacking farmers late in the evening. So, tension was already high. The local people said, enough is enough. They decided to act. And who did they call? Their very own traditional hunters. Before I go deeper, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel because this story is long and interesting and you don't want to miss any part of it. When you subscribe, you'll be the first to hear the real news when things like this happen again. Now, back to the gist. These local hunters in Kwara, they're not ordinary people. Many of them have been protecting their villages for years. They know the forests better than anyone else. They don't have drones or high-tech weapons like the army, but they have courage. And according to the locals, they also have Juju, that spiritual protection their ancestors used in old times. So one weekend, after getting intelligence from the farmers that some armed men were hiding near a riverbank, the hunters gathered. They were said to have gone through some spiritual preparations, something like a protection ritual. They believe it makes them bulletproof or invisible to enemies. Nobody can say for sure if it's true or not, but it gave them confidence. And that's how the mission started. By dawn, they quietly surrounded the forest path where the militias were camping. The story says that when the attackers noticed strange movements, they tried to shoot, but the bullets did not hit their target. That's what the hunters claim. They said they moved in with courage, using charms, native powders, and their traditional guns. And before anyone could understand what was happening, the whole area turned into confusion. Some of the armed men ran into the river. Others dropped their weapons and surrendered. By the end of the fight, the hunters captured several of them alive. Now that part, the idea of using Juju to capture them, has been trending on social media. Some people believe it completely. Others think it's just a story told to make the victory sound more dramatic. But whichever way you see it, the truth remains that the hunters showed serious bravery. And for a while, the villages around there finally felt safe again. Please, before I continue, kindly tap that like button right now if you're enjoying this gist. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next update about what happened after the capture. Because the story didn't just end with that battle. When the news of what happened spread to nearby communities, people started trooping to the area to see the captured men for themselves. Some villagers were even singing songs of victory, thanking the hunters for saving them. But of course, the situation also attracted the attention of the police and government officials because they needed to find out exactly who those captured men were and what brought them to the part of Kwara in the first place. Now, this part will interest you. According to local reports, when the captured suspects were questioned, some of them confessed that they came from other states and that their plan was to use that forest area as a hideout. But that plan failed. It's said that the local hunters refused to hand them over immediately. They wanted the authorities to come and see the result of their hard work first. Imagine the pride in their voices. They said, now the world can see that local power still works. But the most talked about detail is still that use of Juju. Many people in Kwara and across Nigeria are now debating if it's real. Some say it's psychological, that once the hunters believe they are protected, they fight with no fear, and that's what gives them an edge. Others truly believe those charms worked and confused the attackers. Either way, it added serious weight to the story, making it the kind of gist people will be discussing for weeks. Don't forget to give this video a like, my people, and hit the subscribe button. The more you engage, the more YouTube will show you these local gists straight from the heart of Nigeria. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. After the victory, the hunters didn't just go home quietly. They displayed some of the weapons and items recovered from the captured men. Local rifles, cutlasses, and even motorcycles. That scene drew a crowd. Community elders came out to pray for the hunters, thanking them for defending the land. Some even said it's a clear message that when the community stands together, evil cannot win. At the same time, government officials started warning people not to take the law into their own hands. They said, while the hunters did well to protect their people, all future arrests should be handed over to security agencies. But people kept saying that if the government had responded faster in the first place, local hunters wouldn't have to risk their lives like that. And do you know the part that really touched many people? The way villagers welcomed the hunters back. They were greeted like heroes. People poured water on their heads, a traditional way of celebrating victory and cleansing after a battle. You could hear them shouting, "Our land is safe again." It was emotional. Whether or not Juju was involved, that day restored hope to many families who had lived in fear for months. If you're just joining this gist now, please make sure you like this video and subscribe. You see, stories like this remind us that real heroes sometimes come from the most unexpected places. But I have to say, while the hunters may have won this round, it also opened up new questions. How did those attackers find their way into Kwara forests? Who sent them? Were they really part of a militia group or just bandits pretending to be herders? These are the questions security agencies are still trying to answer. Some sources say they might have links to groups that have been troubling nearby states. And about the Juju, that part has divided opinion nationwide. Religious leaders, traditional priests, and even social commentators are talking. Some are saying, you see, God can use anything, even traditional power to protect his people. Others are warning that depending on Juju might mislead people into false confidence. It's become a national conversation, especially online.